When's the last time you remember doing nothing?
Um, I'm an academic, a book historian, a writer, an illustrator. I manage an antiquarian children's bookshop. I collect books. I'm a curator and an archivist. And I'm also a chocolatier. But I'm not necessarily good at any of them. My name's Dr. Matthew Eve, and we're currently filming in Marchpane Children's Bookshop, which is located in Cecil Court in central London. I've worked here on and off for at least 15 years. In a way, yes, it's the one thing that's kind of kept me grounded in London. Well, I feel like my life was mapped out from the point that I started looking at book illustration when I was 11. I knew then that I wanted to go to Oxford University and write a doctoral thesis about children's literature, which is bizarre. I mean, who does that? I started writing letters when I was about 11. I wrote to all sorts of different people from all sorts of different artistic spheres and had the most astonishing response. So this is an original little drawing from Dr. Seuss. I wrote to him in 1989, and it says, "One special cat for Matthew Eve and Percy." And Percy appeared on quite a lot of my letters to people, who was my parakeet. David McKee, who died recently, who was a great illustrator. He created Elmer, which sold over 60 million copies worldwide. But this is one of about 15 albums.
One of 15?
Probably 15 or 20, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And it says, "To Matthew with lots of love, Roald Dahl." It didn't start off as a collection, but it was an amalgamation. And that amalgamation turned into a really phenomenal collection of letters in the end, and original artwork and all sorts of other things. Paddington was very important to me, so it says, "To Matthew with best wishes, Michael Bond." And the last time I saw Michael, because Michael had been unwell and in hospital, he's only been seeing family and nursing staff, and we had such a lovely time, and it was so touching. And only 11 days later, he passed away. Do you want me to show you something else? To be honest, there aren't many moments in my life which are quiet. And when they are, I'm generally asleep. I've tried mindfulness and I've tried meditation, which didn't really work. But I found a way. The chocolate making is my meditation. Doing incredibly fine pen work, which takes hours, is my meditation. That's a way of grounding myself, of finding myself. I'm lucky that work doesn't really, there's no such thing as work in a way. I don't come to work. I don't do work because what I do is pleasure. I think all my passions are connected. I don't think I could actually say there's one over another because one feeds into another. My passion for children's books is also feeds into my work as an illustrator.
So how does chocolate fit into that?
About 7 years ago, I was in quite a dark place. I wasn't particularly happy. I put on a bit of weight, and I wanted to try and find a way of doing something else that I could that would fit in with the time that I was. Sorry, let me just think about this. Can you just say that? Can you say something along those lines again? Okay, so when I was very young, I had a fantastic grandmother, and I always used to bake with her whenever I went over to her house, and I absolutely adored it. And I just wanted to go back to somewhere comfortable and happy. And I realised actually that the more I did it, the more I enjoyed it, and the more experimental I could become. I actually enjoy making chocolates that are totally unique and that I won't repeat again. So every chocolate that I make is totally new and totally different. And once I've made it, I'm on to the next idea. So the lockdown self-portraits was, we had already had the first lockdown in March 2020. And the UK went into a second lockdown for a month in November 2020. So I came up with this idea after the second day of lockdown to start drawing. And I produced 27 self-portraits in 27 days for the whole of November, which I posted every day on Facebook. And I started experimenting with different media because I wanted every drawing to be totally different. And I used all sorts of different graphic techniques to try and find a way of expressing what I was feeling, and also to try and challenge myself, because there's no point in doing something unless you challenge yourself.
What is it that drives you?
What keeps me going?
Yeah.
What keeps me going? I'm a lucky person in that I found very early my calling. And my calling's weirdly children's books and writing and illustrating. I don't know what to call this. Hello, I'm Matthew Eve, and is that what you wanted me to say?
Yeah.
Okay. Hello, I'm Matthew Eve, and this is a little bit about me.